guys. So I have my August show and tell to share with you. I would like to start this off by saying this is a judgment-free zone. Please don't judge me too harshly. It's been a semi-stressful month. And I'm not gonna lie, I did a bit of stress shopping. I don't feel bad about it. So there we go. Just putting that out there. I stress shopped. Not something I do very often anymore. So I'm letting this one slide. Starting off with books real quickly. This is actually June and July's books as well. I do have a couple of ebooks that I purchased. Well, I got some for free and some that I purchased. I can't remember how many off the top of my head, because there's some that I just got sample downloads of, and then others are full books. But I think I only purchased like 4 or 5 ebooks. Physical books, however, isn't too bad, I promise. Starting with the fiction, I picked up a couple of bind-ups from Mills and Boon. I picked up The Scandalous Secrets, Scandalous Reputation, and there is like a security guard romance. There is the hot brother romance, and like a deception one in here. So that's interesting. And then we have The Billionaire Boss. I think, I'm not sure if that's the name of the series or if Hot Single Billionaire is the name of the book or whatever it is. Usually, yeah, that tends to be how they do these things. Yeah, it's about billionaire bosses. What else do you need to know, really? We have the Greek's Penniless Cinderella, and then Secrets Made in Paradise. This is just a duo one, and I can't tell you what it is off the top of my head, but it sounded good at the time. I was just in Asda doing a bit of shopping, and there we were. I picked up this guy because this is by Emma Hornby, A Daughter's Price. I finished another one of hers, which is up there somewhere, and I think it's called A Mother's Secret or A Mother's Promise. But it was about baby farming, and I really liked the way she wrote, so I picked up another one of her books. Again, I'm not really too sure it's about it, but I like this sort of era, sort of Cookson-esque sort of rough romance novels. Yeah. I got Jill Mansell because I was picking up, I fell sucker for the 2 for £7 deal. I'm just going to own up to it. I got the Hidden Beach by Karen Swan because I always get her books when they come out. She comes out with one at Christmas and one at summer. I get them every year, regardless of what the story's about, because I love her writing so much. I've been buying her books for at least 6 years, at least. It started with Christmas at Tiffany's and just sort of spiraled from there. She is a really good writer. Because of the 2 for £7 deal, the only one that struck my interest was this one by Jill Mansell. It started with Secret, and again, I usually like Jill Mansell's work, so we have that. And then I picked up some sort of non-fiction. This one's a hunker. This is actually a repurchase because I can't find my copy. Don't know where it is. This is The Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir. This started with a discussion I was having at work, and I was saying that there's all these like thoughts and theories in terms of like feminism and gender and that sort of realm of sociology that goes on Twitter, and some of these things I don't necessarily agree with doesn't necessarily mean I'm against the entire concept. And there's things that I want to question that I don't know about. And anytime I've ever opened my mouth on Twitter about it, I've just been dogpiled. Like, it's an entire space of people going on about how ignorant folk are, and then you try and educate yourself by asking questions, and you just get told about how ignorant you are. Like, I'm trying. I'm asking you questions. Just help me here. I don't know what to Google. But, yeah, so I had a discussion with some girls at work, and they're on all like different spectrums of gender identity. They're all on different spectrums of sexual identity, and they were very open, and they agree with me about like the way people get treated on Twitter. They're like, yeah, Twitter is a dumpster fire, stay away. And I was like, yes, finally someone else has said it. But it kind of inspired me to reread this book, because I'd only read a portion of it before and I can't find my copy. So I repurchased The Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir. Some of her theories have been disproven or are deemed antiquated beliefs, but in order to understand how modern thoughts occur, it's always a benefit to understand where they begun, which is why people still read The Female Eunuch by Germaine Greer, even though Germaine Greer has been like blacklisted for reasons you can Google and find out yourself. I'm not going to utter it because you know, AdSense and stuff. I don't want this video being like flagged and taken down because I quoted Germaine Greer. But yes, check the size of this bad boy. It's a freaking beast. And it was also quite interesting. I read the introduction to it, and it was I don't think I read the introduction to the first one because it was talking about the translators, and I was like, oh, who needs to read that? But it was actually really interesting. They retranslated this in the 90s, I think it said it was, and it completely transformed the context of the writing. Like certain like obviously it's been translated from French into English, but there are certain words that weren't translated correctly and changed the entire tone of the text, and I just thought that was really interesting. So from there we get on to some like wishy-washy enlightenment stuff. We go from hard sociology to manifestation. We have the complete works of Florence Shinn, and we have The Game of Life and How to Win It, Your Word is Your Wand, The Secret Doors to Success, and The Power of the Spoken Word. And it's all about the energy. These books are all about the energy you put out into the world, really. We have You Are a Badass at Making Money. It is the most cringy title ever, but it has a lot of good information in it for building the right mindset to go forth and prosper, basically. And then we have the 80-20 principle, which basically talks about how 80% of only 20% of the actions you take produce 80% of the effects you receive, basically. But it goes into a lot more detail and how to explain it a lot better, and the people who sort of coined the term, or invented the theory, and other theories that sort of reinforced the idea behind this. So yeah, it's definitely a lot more books than I would have liked to have bought, but when it comes to this much sort of educational stuff, I think I'm entitled to a little bit extra fluff. So yes, on to the purchases of the beauty variety. I didn't get any skincare stuff, unless you count these guys. I picked up reusable cotton rounds from Revolution. You get 7 a pack. I picked up 4 packs. And they were running a promotion that if you spent over £35, you got a mystery makeup surprise. Me being the sucker I am, did purchase extra products so that I could get that, and then I ended up giving the whole bundle away to one of my friends at work because literally none of it was stuff that I would use, and she is a up and coming makeup artist, and she's trying to just play with different textures, try different looks, and I'll link her in the info box. I'll find her on Instagram and link her. Her name's Beth, and she does really killer looks, and she's going out of her way at the moment to sort of replace all her Jeffree Star things so that she can sort of recreate looks that she had before but recommend different products. So props to her. I will link her in the info box. You could go check her out, maybe give her a bit of a support. That would be awesome. I'm sure it would make her day. So I picked up these cotton rounds. And I actually really like them. They've got like a muslin side, and then the other side is sort of this sort of plush material. I've been using the canvas side for my toner in the morning, and I use the plush material for like micellar to like take off makeup and things if I'm doing like a quick makeup change. I haven't actually sent any through the wash yet. I have a bundle waiting to go through. Oh, this is open, so I can show you. So it has like this a sort of muslin side, and then the other side is just this sort of fuzziness. It's like, I think it's like microfiber. I'm sure it would tell me if I looked at the label. Bamboo fiber, and then cotton and polyester. For best results, hand wash and allow to dry. Oh, well, I was going to stick it in the washing machine. Oops. Maybe I should see if I can retrieve them before they go in the machine. But yes, I think it's like microfiber, a really soft microfiber. But they work really well. They are like really big. But the stitching seems to look really well, so I can't imagine them falling apart anytime soon. So yeah, we have those. The product that I purchased to get over the threshold was the Sculpting Bronzer in Bahia, and it's the slightly lighter version of the bronzer that they have. So here is Baleo next to Bahia. So there is a definite difference between the two. But I really love the formula of this product, which is why I picked up a lighter shade. And then I picked up two Natasha Denona products. But trust me, this isn't the bad point. It gets worse. Have you seen how long this video is? Trust me, it gets worse. So I did cave and pick up the Natasha Denona bronze palette because I saw all the videos using it and it looks beautiful, and I saw Lauren May Beauty's video swatching them and talking about them, and just in person it looks so much more beautiful than the promo pictures make it out to be. In the promo pictures it looks very blasé and generic, and like all the colors look the same, and maybe someone looking at this now, maybe all the colours do still look the same, but they don't to me. They look all very different and beautiful, and just... Did I need it? No. Did I need any of the stuff? No. But, yeah. I did. And then I picked up this guy, and these are the palettes that I've been wanting for a long time. This is the purple blue palette, which is gorgeous. It is beautiful. I kind of do still want the green brown palette. But that obviously is going to wait for a while because of the next few things I'm going to share with you. But this is just stunning. These are gorgeous, gorgeous colours. So yeah, I can't wait to play around with that and play around with all of the beautiful things that I am going to share with you. So originally it had stopped there and I was like, oh my god, I'm doing so well this month. And then I was watching Angelica Nyqvist's going on the wish list or not, and she showed these. I didn't know these things existed until she showed me. I blame her entirely. These are the Sweet Shop palettes from BH Cosmetics. I mean, I'd always and ahed over the Colourpop monochromatic palettes, but I got these from BH Cosmetics Germany, and I got them at way cheaper than they would have been if I bought them from the States, and I didn't have to pay any import duty. So yeah, that's kind of how I justified purchasing all 6 at once. Because I did have 2 leftover spaces for makeup in my yeah, I did have two leftover makeup spaces in my like low buy bank, and I was like, well, I've already bought the 2 Natasha Bruno palettes. They'll count as those 2, 1 bronzer, which means I'm allowed to buy 4 of the palettes. And because of the deal, I was like, well, I'll just this once, I'll let myself go over. Just this once. Just wait. So we have Sugar Cone. Stunning. I do have 2 palettes that each have a cracked eyeshadow because there was a big dent in the box. I know I could probably write and complain and maybe get discount or a replacement, but I'm not that fussed. So this is one that has a broken one. This is Pistachio. This top corner one is broken, and they're just stunning. They're all stunning. I haven't used any yet. I haven't had the chance. This one is Cotton Candy. That is just stunning. These are colours that I know I'm not going to use an awful lot. Like, not an awful lot. But I will try and get use out of them, definitely. This one is Orange Sorbet. This is another one that was slightly broken down this bit there. And oh my god, they are just so... Oh. I'm going to see about repressing those broken ones. But yeah, they're just so vibrant and beautiful and stunning. And they swatch beautifully, so I can't wait to try them out on the eyes. This one is in Bubblegum. Again, such beautiful, vibrant blues. It's just so pretty. And then lastly, we have Cherry on Top, which I really like. This shade I think is going to be beautiful in a Christmas look, and just generally all over gorgeousness. Oh, I can't wait to get it on my eyes. I just can't wait. I've had them sitting so that I could film this video, which is one of the reasons why I haven't played with them or used them. So that was it for a while. I was like, I've gone over my low buy budget a little bit. It's okay, just this once. This once is fine. And then I had a really stressful week. An exceptionally stressful weekend. And just a day where it just didn't end. And next morning I was checking my emails. There was an email from Morphe, and there was like sale, and next thing I know, like 20 minutes later, I've placed an order. A big order. So, shall we just dive right in with starting with the Jaclyn Hill stuff, because I'd been looking at the Jaclyn Hill ones and just, you know, just convincing myself that I just wasn't into that. I just didn't want that. And the more and more I've seen people pan, particularly the original Jaclyn Hill palette, and the more I've seen it pop up in people's pan those eyeshadows videos, and the more I've wanted it. Like, people, it's the weirdest thing. Like, when people do those like tips for panning or tips for no buys, people always mention, you know, don't watch haul videos. Haul videos are triggering. They'll make you want to buy. Like, no. Watching someone pan something is triggering to me. Watching someone get so much use and love out of something kind of makes me think, wow, this must be an amazing product. It sort of boosts its rank. So yeah, I picked up the Vault collection because I was actually, of all the Jaclyn Hill palettes, I really was interested in the Vault collection. I just kind of put it off. And anytime I did order stuff from Morphe in the last year or two, it was always out of stock. And I actually kind of want to get another set for a friend for their Christmas. But I want to try them first before I do that, because I don't want to get them a dud gift. So first of all, we have Dark Magic, if you haven't seen these already. This is like the greeny blue one. We have Armed and Gorgeous, which is like your yellowy, orangey one with a pop of green. We have a Bling Boss, which is more of your purpley, slightly pink ones. And then we have Ring the Alarm, which is like your very, very warm neutrals. I've swatched a couple and I like how they swatch. I haven't tried them in the eyes yet because I literally only got these yesterday. So, yeah. Then we have the two eyeshadow palettes. Of course, we have the original one, which it's showing up the color, this shade, Jada, it's showing up on my screen how it had been showing up on like my monitor, and when I see it in person, it's not the same color. It's a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be, a lot more blue. I'm actually really impressed with the color selection. I know a lot of people comment on how there's a lot of repeat shades. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of like similar shades. They're not necessarily exactly the same, but they're maybe like a shade or two difference or a tonal difference. I like that, because when I put a palette like this in my makeup basket for the week, like just having one is fine. Having a palette this size is fine. Having everything in there to create multiple looks throughout the week, perfecto. So having like in this area here, you've got like 5 shades that pretty much the same, but they're not. There's shade difference. There's shade difference. There's tonal difference. They are all different shades. But I am actually really, really impressed. I can't wait to get this on the eyes and actually play with it. Same with the Volume 2 palette. Actually seeing this in person and seeing how vibrant some of these shades are, it's just freaking crazy. Again, there are some shades that look similar. That look similar but are very different. Like the neon pink, a more muted bright pink. When I've seen people show it, they look the same, but they are very different. And the same with down in this little section here, like they look similar, but they are very different. I'm so happy. But yeah, again, I can't wait to get that on the eyes and play with those. So yeah, I did pick up the Sunset Beats palette. I mentioned wanting this, and again, I'm so surprised with how it looks in person as compared to online. The colors looked a lot like more washed out online, whereas there is a lot more diversity. Like, I didn't think that this orange was going to be as neon as it was. There is a pressed glitter in here, which I wasn't all that keen about. It does have a bit of like a jelliness to it, so it has got a bit of stickiness to it already, so it's not just gonna fly everywhere. But at the same time, I didn't think that was going to be, I thought it was going to be like a high shimmer yellow, but I can work with it. But all the other colors, I'm really happy with it. Particularly like this one. This actually reminds me of a shade from the Cherry Cordial from the, the chocolate bar palette. Has that kind of vibe to it, so yes, very happy about that. I think my only gripe with like the Morphe palettes that aren't in collabs, like, they need to start putting names on them, like names on the packaging and not just on like an overleaf. I know that would probably like put up the price a bit, but it would be so nice if they could do that. We have Stunning Vibes, which was on sale for like £15. I know this is like lots and lots of neutrals and lots of blue, but again, if I'm feeling like a bluer vibe that week, this would be a perfect palette to pull out, but it's still got enough warm tone browns and stuff and like a coppery colors that if I decide to change it up midweek and be like, I want a bronze smoky eye, I can still do that with this palette. It's got purples in there as well. It's got a little bit of a green thing going on, and this shade is like the most beautiful dupe of Club by MAC that I've ever seen. The shade is called Ride or Die, and it is gorgeous. Like, if it's like that on the eye, I will just be in heaven. Because I always have this idea of how MAC's Club is going to look and how it's going to perform, and I'm not sure if I'm just remembering wrong or if my version of Club just isn't as good anymore, or if they've changed the formula and it's not as good as it used to be, because I have had a couple of different pans of Club. This is Bronze Goals, which is a palette that I've been eyeing up since last summer. Ooh. Again, is just a palette full of browns and golds, and just, again, it's a palette that could fall prey to the idea of just being lots of the same eyeshadow stuck in a palette. Like, we have these two eyeshadows. They'll look, although they're going to be the same. Are they though? Like, they have the same sort of vibe, but they are different intensities of eyeshadow. So whilst they look the same, they do actually genuinely look the same in the pan, but once you get them swatched out, they are different shades. Or indeed the same shade, but formulated to do different things. Which I'm perfectly happy with. Again, you've got the same thing going on up here with this shade and this shade. They look the same, but they're not. This one has more of an orangey base, and whereas this one has more of an old gold base come through on it. It's kind of like can't remember the name of the brand, but they came out with a dupe for the Metropolis palette by Natasha Denona, and they have a shade that in the pan looks like it should look for the Metropolis one, but when you swatch it, it's not the same shade at all. Or like it comes out, it's a completely different shade to what it looks like. So next we have the Hotspot palette, which I quite liked the idea of this palette. Again, I saw this on Angelica's Going on the Wish List or No video, and oh dear, don't do that to me. It like caught my finger there. Again, you've got like your warm side, and then you've got your cooler side, and you've got a strip of neutrals down the middle there. But this is actually really, really pretty. I think this actually does have some peach shades. I think this has got the, yes, Firestarter and Heat Up. I think those are actually shades from the 3502 palette, these ones here. I think they're from the 3502 palette, because those names sound familiar and they do look very similar. But apart from that, I am really excited about this palette because it does have that sort of really nice mix of, I think the only thing this is missing is purples, but I'm okay with that, and greens. It hasn't got any greens in it. But again, this is the type of palette that you could put in your makeup basket for the week and pretty much do almost anything with it. You could probably mix some red and blues and make some make yourself some purple if you really, really wanted to. But you could go like icy blue, you could do some like golden sort of aqua, like mermaid eye, you could go proper copper, you could do like a coral eye. Yes, very happy with that. And lastly is what I've got on at the moment, and that is the Everyday Chic palette. And I was instantly drawn to this because it looks completely different to anything that Morphe have ever come out with, in my opinion. It looks stunning. It is beautiful. I have on my eye at the moment, I have these 3 shades. I have this on the inner corner and this on the crease. And did I put anything else on? No, I think that's everything. And then I did a look this morning with this in the crease along with this and that purple as like a liner. So I've used this palette twice already, just today. And I quite like how it's turned out. And I know it's really, really excessive to have purchased so many Morphe palettes in one go. But again, I've been watching people do their like pan nose eyeshadows, roulettes, and watching people pan Morphe eyeshadows really, really quickly. For example, this eyeshadow here, I've done 2 looks with it, and it's already got such a very noticeable dip going on in there. So if I were to pull this out and use it as like my makeup basket palette, that would be my inner corner highlight for every look I did whilst that was in my basket, whether it be a week or a month or whatever. So frequently used shades in these palettes, the other palettes included, frequently used shades I think would be quite easy to go through and pan, which I'm not in the sort of mind space or head space of hoarding my makeup anymore. I'm quite happy to have makeup as long as I'm using the makeup. So I'm not that fussed about holding on and making things last as long as possible. I'm quite happy to have pan showing in my eyeshadow palettes or in my blushes or bronzers or whatever. I'm perfectly fine with the idea that I'm never gonna finish everything I own. I'm fine with that. definitely this month I went way, way over my low buy budget. I went over my low buy budget by 13 items. Now remember the rules. I'm allowed to carry over products, but I'm not allowed to bring forth from future allowance. That was the rule. So we have punishment, obviously, of not having an allowance for the next 3 months. Yeah. That's just the way it's gonna be. I'm not gonna be purchasing any makeup for the next 3 months. Well, I'll be allowed to buy 2 things in November, but it's fine. It'll give me more chance to get to use everything that I've bought and work my way through my own collection of things I already own. So I'm very happy with that. As I say, this is a judgment-free zone. I understand the bad I did. I don't feel guilty about it at all. As long as it's not a behaviour that decides to become regular, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. It's fine. We'll chalk it up to experience and move on. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for sticking through this video. Lord knows how long it was. And I'm looking forward to playing with so much new eyeshadow, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching, and bye bye.